Over the weekend, actually last week, someone hit me up. They're like, Kwambox, you have to find out about this new app, man. It's called Wowzi. It's dope. This co-founders, they're cool, they're young, man. And then they started last year, and then this app. So I was like, all right, this weekend, let me keep myself busy. So I downloaded Wowzi.
Yes.
Because kuna watu wengine wanakupatia story alafu unaangalia app yao mazuri unasema wewe. Unafanya interview mazuri unasema, "Ai, wewe kitu yenye unasema na hii app, two different things." So I'm on this app called Wowzi. And basically, as a young person, wherever you are, wewe uko sahi, uko hapo Machakos, uko hapo Kitale, uko hapo Kisumu, unanisikiza Butere, unasema, mimi ndio kusema hapa. So imagine uko na smartphone.
Ndio.
Umechapa laps maze, and you know that in your community you have a sphere of influence. When ule mwenye ukisha post kitu hapo Facebook.
Ndio.
Kila mtu anasema, "Brian, unatonga hizi vitu wapi? Wewe ndio unajua kila kitu." But then you don't know where to unaona Brayo ana money on social media.
Yes.
Ma brands ina reach out to him. Lakini ukiuliza Brayo, si uni link up. Sasa wanapenda tu wase 45 na dark skin. 45
Nikatel nakwambia Kwambox.
45 is your height.
Wait. 55. Ongeza inch moja hapo.
Okay, 55.
Yes.
Wanataka nikimuuliza ananiambia, "Brayo, si ni hook up na hii standard wanakushinda wakikupatia nini za ku-advertise." Brayo ananiambia, "Sasa wanapenda tu ma boys." Wenye wametoka hawezi nipatie hiyo link.
Then najua the worst thing kwa Kwambox zingine kwa hizi majob, mtu anakuambia so doni hivi ni 100k ndio anapatiana, lakini kwa hiyo 100k anakuambia 50k itakuwa yangu.
Imagine.
So kuna middleman anakula do yako.
Imagine. So in studio we've got two gentlemen, and one's called, like I told you, Brian and Michael. They're the founders of Wowzi, and they're going to tell you what Wowzi is all about. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio.
Asante sana.
Cheers for having us.
I'm so grateful that you guys made it on a cold Monday morning.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with you, Brian. Wowzi.
Yes.
How did this start?
So I think we've been at it for about just over a year. We're three co-founders together with Mike. There's also another gentleman called Dr. Hassan. But yeah, we got together without an idea.
Yeah. Without an idea?
Okay. Me and Mike actually share a mentor. That's how we've known each other for about 4 years. And then we aligned on values. We wanted to connect capacity and opportunity. Around about 2 a.m, an idea popped up. We had a multitude of ideas. This was one of them. Within 2-3 weeks, we knew there's something here.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time talking to customers. We talked to actually 1,500 people before writing a line of code. We also did a manual test without technology. Probably reached out to you guys at some point. And then we started putting the team together. So currently our team it's a Kenyan product, but with a global footprint. Currently, right now, we are about 10 people in Kenya, and also 6 people across Europe. And we've been live on the market for 3 months now. But Wowzi can actually operate across 13 different African countries right now.
Whoa.
So for instance, if Netflix wants to do a campaign in Nigeria, Wowzi can actually, influencers there can be paid directly to the bank. We can support them. And that's where we are right now. We're very excited. It's been 3 months and the reception has been fantastic so far.
Michael, what is Wowzi?
Wowzi is is a lifestyle. Kwambox is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wowzi is a platform that connects brands and social media users. It's solving a couple of fundamental problems. One is for the SME.
Yeah.
When we were doing the research that Brian is talking about, we met a lady in Jamia Mall, and she was like, she had a very tiny stall, and she would work with media personalities.
Yeah.
And she told us, I work with so and so. Whenever she posts about my clothes, my stock sells out.
Yeah.
So we saw a huge opportunity in this influencer marketing space for SMEs who could not be able to afford, say the billboards, to find a new way to market themselves in the digital economy. But then on the other end, we also discovered that, hey, everyone has a smartphone. It's the tool that everybody has.
Yes.
So how can we enable this tool, as we call it in Wowzi, make a billboard in every palm? So that was the insight. The only thing that was making this not possible was technology, and that is what we're good at. So we fixed the technology in the middle. So now brands and social media users can match in very dynamic ways. A young person can earn by working with, I don't know, Safaricom. And that enables both nano influencer, so you're a normal person, but it also is there to enable people like Kwambox, who we call premium influencers in Wowzi. So we've created that platform to enable both.
I know you're sitting there thinking, what? I was saying this, what? Yes, 16 minutes past 8 a.m. We've got more questions. The first thing, you know, here when we do On My Grind, we write notes. I've got in my first one. They started this, the two of them came together without an idea. You understand?
Yes.
They knew that they wanted to align their values first and then say, okay, now that our values are aligned,
yes,
what do you want to do? And then now discuss biashara. Nachukua msee mazee mnakunywanga pamoja. Msee hata ujui background yake, what he values, lakini unajua venye ananyonya mzinga. Msee ako na stamina.
Msee anamaliza mzinga hata hydrate, lakini haanguki.
Mumingia biashara hivi, pap, msee amekunywa pesa yote alafu unashangaa. Why? 17 minutes past 8 a.m. I hope you got your pen and paper out. We're learning on My Grind today. We're going to find out about Wowzi.
Number one for roots, dancehall, rocksteady, rockers, all of them vibes.
Anyway, shout out to everybody using the hashtag Vybez MVP. We got some popcorn coming up, some mist. Who else is here? Some conscience. Yeah, so do not touch that there. Also, we'll be giving you your third traffic update of the day, so do not touch that dial. In studio, we got Mike and Brian, the two co-founders. There's a third co-founder of Wowzi. Brian, have you downloaded it?
Yes. I literally just want to sign up right now. Nachiki, it's so easy. Wanauliza tu namba yako and just like that you agree to the Wowzi terms and conditions, and just like that.
So I already did this step by step over the weekend, and interesting things I noted. They didn't ask me how many people follow you. It didn't ask me for my social media handle. So how do you do the background vetting?
So there's a rigorous background vetting. So when you're linking your social media platforms, so you just you'll just give us your different handles. Our algorithm can automatically see how many followers you have.
Yes.
And pick a few information about you. And then the vetting process has several stages. One, we would like to know that you are not posting crazy stuff. Because brands are very keen on who they want to work with. So we have a SWAT team, brand likes to call it, who go through literally all the social media accounts and just make sure you're clean. We also do a couple of other checks just to make sure you follow all the guidelines and conditions that we have in the platform.
So that's it. Like all someone has to do to be able to join Wowzi is have some influence.
I think for us the philosophy is everybody has influence. And if you think about marketing, the best form of marketing has always been word of mouth. But before Wowzi, there was no one way where you can scale word of mouth in a very organized way. So word of mouth marketing has been enabled through Wowzi, and making it very easy for your SME or your big brand to get awareness.
Okay.
As a listener, how do I know that I have influence? Because let's say niko Facebook, niko Twitter, niko Instagram, I'm just posting ka kawaida. How can I identify myself? Say, hey, by the way, when I post something, we inasambazwa sana.
I think you definitely have influence. We know that. But everyone is followed by at least by their family, their friends, people like them. So someone who's on Instagram with 1,200 followers, you find these people are probably people you went to high school with. So if you're a dad now, a couple of your friends are also dads. You share a lot of common interests. So the products that you would promote are very likely to be consumed by the people around you. So that's the influence that we're talking about. Actually, trust the lower down you go in terms of the level of influence, and the more trust there is. So on Wowzi, you simply need just a minimum of 250 followers for you to be able to receive jobs if you pass the checks that we talked about. But yeah, everyone does have a bit of influence.
Everyone, because I feel like some people downplay their influence. And by the way, your numbers don't mean anything, because at the end of the day, you can find someone has 200,000 followers and only 50 of them are engaged, and you have 100 followers and all 100 are engaged. Tell me, between the two of you, who's influencing?
Of course, to 100.
Absolutely. So if you're seated at home and you're like, okay, I want to get into this influencing space, what do I need to know? Of course, the first thing is have a social media account and then listen in to this interview. Mike, you've had a background in strategy consulting, and you've worked in different firms. What drove the idea of starting your own business?
Yeah, I think the idea of in strategy, you are an advisor. So I was lucky, very young. I was already advising different people in terms of where their businesses would go. And there's one topic that I was always telling CEOs and the different companies we were working with, which is, go digital. Yeah. Digital is where the big opportunities are. Whether you're a bank, whether you're a pension scheme, whether you are a shop in ECL, you need to go digital. Yeah. So and that caused me to delve very deep into the digital space. And when I saw the opportunity and how massive it was, it was time. Yeah, I think it was time. Brian and myself met, and we just decided to jump. Yeah.
And before you started Wowzi, were you in employment?
Yes, full time. Yeah.
So just coming back to you, because usually a lot of people, it's not a walk in the park. It's like, okay, employment, bye, into my business, Wowzi. It's not that easy. Yeah. What were you nervous?
Definitely, I think I was definitely nervous.
But you're prepared for it.
Mentally, yeah, because I think also previously I've tested and tried startup world before, so it wasn't just entering blindly. There's a bit of historical background into it. There were failures.
So you'd already done a startup before Wowzi?
Yeah, there was several other startups.
Tell us about the several others.
So the time we started a fintech called Allen Hack, and back then the idea was, how do we enable SACCOs and MFIs to have the same capabilities that bank have. Like if you are in a bank if you're in I&M Kisumu, you transact, immediately it gets reflected immediately. Yeah. Those types of benefits SACCOs and MFIs don't have. So we saw a huge opportunity.
Sounds dope.
Yeah, it was.
What happened?
But it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah.
But you didn't stop there.
We didn't stop there. Keep going, building on the next idea, building up the next thing, until we are super confident we've hit a jackpot with Wowzi. And it's a number of things. While probably Allen Hack was a brilliant idea, you may find maybe the partners were not aligned, or not that was the reason, but you'll find different reasons lead to startups not succeeding, and it's not necessarily
Mike. A lot of people would be in that space. You've got this great idea, even when you just described it, I was like, hey, it sounds money, it sounds a lot of money, and then it doesn't work out. For a lot of people, that's where it ends. Like, they can't be able to bring their minds around to say, let's move forward. And that's why I had to ask you that. People like to tell us about their successes. We also like to know how you ended up here. Brian, hey. You have 7 years experience in, tech, especially with the tech businesses.
Yes.
We were talking about Easy Taxi and moving from employment into business. What led that? And we're going to talk about mentorship, but I want to hear what drove it.
I think for me personally, I think it's something that's always been in me since a very young age. I recall buying sweets at the age of 13 for £1 and selling them at £10 every single day.
For those kids who are tuned in right now, 20 bob used to be called pound.
Yes. So it started a long time ago. And even in all the roles that I've played in the different tech startups or internet businesses, it's always been an entrepreneurship role. So I think the last thing I did was OPay, which is a payments product, doing very well in Nigeria right now. Even with Easy Taxi, with Mondo, it's always been creating value. I'm very passionate about, this thing didn't exist. we do 1, 2, 3 things, now it exists, and millions of people are impacted. Some of them you don't even get to know them. So that's it's been natural for me. I think it's something that was just about time. Yeah.
The two of you spoke about you met via mentorship. Now, Brian, what's that one thing that's such a gap for most entrepreneurs that come here?
Finding that right mentor who's aligned with your dreams, with your vision. Yeah.
Even someone to walk with you. 27 minutes to 9 a.m. In studio, we're talking about Wowzi. Have you downloaded this app? Because niko na maswali nataka kuuliza. Download the app. Go to Play Store. You've downloaded it. Wanakuona?
Nani hao?
Hawa wasa Wowzi. Uliweka picha?
Ati, mbona?
Nobody can stop reggae.
You know, I always tell you guys to watch www.vybezradio.co.ke. Niupate kuona vitu zenye inafanyishwa hapa kwa studio.
Dashaka kwa books unahema.
I love it.
Finally you've met your match.
Go kwenda huko. There's no match here. Wacha tufanye rematch. But I love it. Wowzi with a Wowzi dance, which I'm going to teach you guys later. But right now, of course, we've got the co-founders, two of the co-founders in studio. That's Brian and Mike, and they're telling us about Wowzi. If you got any questions, remember to use the hashtag VybezMVP. Now, I'm going to go back to you guys, and my first question is, in your vision, you call yourselves the Camel of Africa. What's that about?
Yes, it's a very interesting story. Our initial vision was to be an African unicorn. You've heard the story of unicorns. So these are companies that grow supersonic speed and become like $1 billion valuation very fast. Uber, I don't know, Bolt, those are unicorns, Skype. But when we reflected on it, we felt a camel was more synonymous with us. So we wanted to be a company that had the unicorn success stories, but was more resilient during difficult times, which is where we are. We launched in COVID and are still pushing on and bringing this story to the world. And therefore the camel story was more resonating with us.
All right. I like it. Brian, Kenya is a country that has a lot of startups. We have a startup sort of culture, but then most of these are not Kenyan-owned startups, and they do get the lion's share of the funding. Is this a challenge that Wowzi is also experiencing? Because, or is this how is Wowzi overcoming this challenge? Because if you're looking at some of the best, startups in Kenya, shockingly are not Kenyan-owned. These are Silicon Valley people who maybe weren't able to. The competition was stiff there, so let me come and like Nadi said, make tea leaves, sanitary towels from tea leaves in Africa, and you get funding. Yeah. So, how is Wowzi overcoming this?
Yeah, I think it's a narrative that we are changing. There is competition here. Yeah. There's great talent. There's people who can create businesses in Africa, and can we take these businesses to Europe, to Asia? So it is a challenge, but I can mention Wowzi is fully Kenyan owned, even from a fundraising perspective, and we've gone far enough to also even in our team it's very multicultural. So it's a Kenyan startup that also has French people in the team, Maltese people in the team. The bulk of it is also Kenyans as well. So it is a challenge, but it is changing. There's even across, not just in Kenya, there's very young African entrepreneurs in the tech space who've built big businesses. Some of them, such as I see you had Purpink, you had Bet over here. There's Flutterwave. So it is a challenge, but we're definitely going around it, and we're changing that narrative. This is African businesses going global.
We like it.
When it comes to names, and I want to start a business, Minteka kawaida, Mbunde's clothing, Mbunde's something.
Kwamboxing all day, every day.
How did it come to Wowzi?
Kwambox influencing.
Ilikuwa wow.
I can actually tell the story. So it's actually so we were with our team in Europe with Brian, and we went for the best engineering talent, like the best of the best. And after a long day of brainstorming, we were just chilling over dinner.
Yes.
And these guys asked, how do you say cheers in Kenya? Yeah. And the first word that came out of Brian's mouth was Wowzi. So they were like, Wowzi. Everybody was like, Wowzi. And then, that name for a while became the code name, the secret code name for our project. Because in tech, you want to be on the lay low fast.
Yeah.
Then we hired a very, very smart kid called Eddie. And when we really now wanted a name, we had like 50 names. And one day Eddie just comes and says, Wowzi. And it felt right.
Wow.
At various levels, because we want to wow our customers. We want to wow the influencers. We want influencers to feel wow about themselves. We want brands to get wow ROI from their marketing budget. So that's it. Wowzi. Wowzi the world.
It means awesomeness as well.
Yeah. Wowzi. I love it. All right. 15 minutes to 8 a.m. To 9 a.m. Whatever questions you've got for Wowzi, if you haven't tried out the app, this is a beautiful time to try it. We still got the co-founders in studio. When we come back, we wrap it up.
Catch the vibes on air and online.
I love it, man. Busy signal. Do you know, I went home on Friday, sat, and I'm like, yo, man, I finished my week. I'm so excited. Now it's time to rest. And then I go onto YouTube. Boom! Busy has dropped another song. I'm like, bro, relax, man. Relax. Hata tukupate mteja once in a while. Hey!
Mangoma za come back to
all
back.
The time, this guy, it's like, dude, zile zenye unaimba kwa bafu, just save them for yourself. You know what I mean? Ana releasing kila kitu. He's so busy. But we love him. Ate. All right, big up yourself wherever you are. On my grind going on, we're learning about Wowzi. Thank you so much to Brian and Mike for coming through. You guys have taught us a lot. We appreciate you. Shout out to Joe Pinto Curtis coming through and saying #Vybez MVP and he's like, salute Wowzi.
Munene Muiti hapa anasema, my question is, can someone use their personal accounts to join Wowzi? What are the requirements?
Yeah, I think you can. So yes to that question. All you need is a smartphone and an active social media page, either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We've also tested out WhatsApp, so we're adding WhatsApp to the platform. And also TikTok will be there in about a month or so. So that's all you need. Just an active page, and yes, you can sign up with it.
And so basically, if you're seated at home, you're seated in your car, you're driving to work, you're like, man, I wish I could, do something fun. The number of people that you have on your social media that you just usually post memes, ati ha 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 ha, I use that place to stalk people. You can actually use that place to kuna wale unajua 0 posts, lakini the most active, you're never offline. Unadu nini online? So hiyo ni kustalk.
For sure.
So hata wewe unaweza tengeneza do. All you got to do is think outside the box, and now you don't even have to think outside the box. Wowzi has come through and they're saying think with us, and you can download the app and start influencing. Before I let you go, gentlemen, what's your parting shot? There's a lot of young people who are listening in, and we've learned a lot of awesome things from you. What's your parting shot, Mike?
Yeah, for me, it's to all the young people out there. What do you have in your hands? You have a mobile phone. We call it behavior, that you are a netizen. You are born doing this social media thing. Most people don't have it that natural. So Wowzi gives you a chance to earn from that. And as a young guy who was also from Ta, I was born in Babadogo. So it would be very nice to see a lot of youngsters joining the platform as we take it global. So welcome to Wowzi. Let's Wowzi the world together.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think my parting shot is to the brands and the businesses. With Wowzi now, something that would take, if you want to run an influencer marketing campaign, it would take you 3 weeks, 1 month. It's something that you can set up on wowzi.co in about 5-10 minutes. Yeah. You can easily turn your target consumers to be your influencers. At the same time, you can also work with big celebrities quite efficiently. So this is something that, imagine for your brand, or if you're an agency, getting 1,000 people to post very easily, getting 2,000, that's possible, and you'll see some very good impact on your business.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian. Now I go to you. What have you learned?
Usiku pia ideas zinaweza kuja.
2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Yeah, you had that 2 a.m. I was like,
so alikuwa na sanitize throats.
Unajua kuna watu wanajua 2 a.m. is the hour of the devil. The hour of ideas, my friend.
But the best thing is, you just bring your ideas new as a different, you note them down. Nachiki walikuwa na majina kama 50 ya hii app, and just like that they came together. Even in terms of failure, kitu inaweza anguka, lakini as long as you still have the dream and vision, things will definitely still work out.
Keep moving. I like that. For me, the thing I got is that they came together without an idea. Some of you, you're seated with someone who you could make a really great future together, but you just keep talking about things that are not relevant towards building you guys.
Yes.
So even before you start, unajua saa zingine unajump tu kwa msee, Brayo tufanye biashara. Wewe unakuanga msee wa biashara, maze tufanye biashara, but I haven't even checked to see what you stand for, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to achieve. Uko mbele tu ni kugongana. Brayo amefika job, unajua huyu anaingianga midday, na sasa hiyo duka ni ya 6 to midday. You understand? So I'm saying kabla mwanze biashara na mtu, mi kenye nimelearn from Wowzi guys is first discover their values. Isikuwa na haraka kuingia. Ni kama marriage. Unamuoa alafu unaanza kumuuliza what's your name?
Vybez Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.